Yo, 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 yo. It's another fucking podcast with your boys Bill, James, and Tig's Excellent Adventure, episode 49. This week, we're going to talk about
the Super Bowl 53, Patriots versus the Rams, baby.
Rams, baby. Going down when it comes to Tommy. Oh, yeah. And we're also going to be talking about Kristaps Porzingis, the God, the unicorn, the country bumpkin now. He's down there in Dallas.
Sure is.
And will the Knicks finally tank themselves into Zion Williamson? It's all happening right here on the number one podcast in all of motherfucking sports history. Podcast history.
Mm-hmm.
In Los Angeles, California.
So 1 year rental.
Seems like when.
A lot. Hey, you know what's a good store?
Blockbuster. Rent a center.
Streets getting colder even in the summer.
That's right.
Even when I see the sun, I still hear the thunder.
That's motherfucking right. Because it's another fucking podcast.
Yes, it is.
The killers under moonlight. Fake young thugs really softer than some moon pies.
Thank you. It's all happening right here. It's another fucking episode of the best fucking podcast in the motherfucking world. Episode 49.
That's the only reason I'm still flowing in the first place.
Crazy how time flies.
Life is like a chess game. From your release date till your deceased
San
date.
Francisco.
The truth function more egos than even arteries. It campaign at my age causing landslide victories.
It's not real age. I'm actually 49.
A
lot of wisdom.
I was about to say, the reason I got caught up because I was like, which Super Bowl? It's like 53, right?
Yeah, I think we're on 53.
Almost at the Super Bowl. Not quite. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we got a lot of news to get to. But first, we're going to start with the fucking Cowboys, baby. Cowboys. I know. It's weird. What are we doing?
What? America's team?
Why are we talking about the Cowboys first? Well, number one reason is because they chart on YouTube.
They sure do.
So, we're going to talk about them. Number two reason is Jason Garrett just became the only well-known lame duck coach for the next season already.
Not getting resigned.
Not going to be getting re-signed according
So
to...
So last year will be his last year. Or excuse me, next year will be his last year.
That's right. Well, that's according to reports that are out there.
So basically, Jerry Jones is like, look, man, you got to make the playoffs twice for me to trust you. Two to make it true.
I think he's saying you got to win the Super Bowl for me to consider even thinking about bringing you back.
Well,
or make it to the NFC Championship game.
Well,
and
then
lose by like a fluke
lot.
Play, pass interference, non-call at the end of the game or something. I think he's saying, no, sir, we're not going to be going with you anymore. We're going to be going somewhere else. And I actually think it's a shout out to Sean Payton. Like, hey, Mr. Payton,
come on over.
You only got one more year left over there on your contract, I think. And, if you want to come over here in 2 years, we got room over here because this dude, he ain't going to be here.
And a whole lot of star power.
Whole lot of young talent. Young quarterback.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Young running back. Young wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to draft a young tight end, and they'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm. I don't even think the Cowboys are going to win the division next year. I'm looking at these Giants. If they can get a good quarterback, I like their skill players.
Yeah.
A lot better than Dallas's.
Yeah, I mean, if Giants get a good quarterback.
That's what it falls on.
That's not going to happen.
Tua?
They're going to have...
They can't get Tua?
Not next year.
Oh, he's not going to the draft?
Nah, so that's just not going to happen for them. I just feel like they're just gonna be struggling for a while. I mean, Dallas
Plus the Eagles.
looks like the favorite to me, unless the Eagles can convince Carson Wentz to stop throwing the ball to just his tight end. I mean, he's got to look at Alshon Jeffries and start throwing at his ass, man.
But
Nick Foles
Alshon
comes in
Jeffries
the
got to
game.
start catching those.
No, he's known for catching the ball. He had one bad catch. You know what I'm saying? One bad game. One bad play. They all have them. T.J. Houshmandzadeh dropped a pass against the
You know who else did in the Super Bowl?
who's that?
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones dropped a pass. You know, tell you, they wouldn't have been in that game though if he wasn't for Julio.
Scored a touchdown.
Scored a touchdown. And you know, he also got underthrown a lot in that Super Bowl. Underthrown a lot. And it's hard to catch balls when you double team, triple team. So, but what you gonna do? They all have drops. That's our whole point. So I don't blame Alshon. You know, wasn't getting thrown to a lot in the regular season. So maybe if you throw to him a lot in the regular season, maybe he catches that ball.
Well, maybe Nick Foles should be playing the whole season.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Where you think Nick Foles is gonna go? You think he's
Probably
gonna be a
right.
Giant?
Oh, is he a free agent?
They're gonna let him go.
Probably. You know, I there's definitely a team that could use him. A lot of teams could use a quarterback. Giants, if they don't see one in the draft, could pick him up. He's at least serviceable. He's at least an upgrade from Eli Manning.
He's a definite upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the Patriots pick him up on the
Fuck no.
and put him on the bench?
Hell no. Tom Brady is gonna play.
Yeah, no,
win
not to play.
4 more touchdowns.
Not to play, but to like
touchdowns.
be a Ryan
Super Bowls.
Hoyer.
I mean, I don't know. It might be a little awkward. It's like, hey man, I beat you in the Super Bowl.
Ooh, yeah, you know that would.
I
be
torched this defense over here, but
Wouldn't be surprised me though, because Bill Belichick said, "Hey, I'm gonna go out and get this guy."
things
Man,
outside the box.
Put Tommy in a position to be a little bit more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! I don't know. I don't know.
Probably put their lockers right next to each other.
We're getting into some serious hypothetical sports psychology. Hyperbolous sports psychology.
Maybe they go on double dates with Tom Brady.
Who knows? Who knows? But the NFC East, I just don't see them improving, man. Like, I mean, the Redskins will not have a quarterback and still do not have a quarterback.
Or a running back.
Well, they
got
could
Chris
get
Thompson.
Well, they could get Adrian Peterson back if they want. You know,
Oh yeah,
he did play really well for them. I mean, but he's technically, I'm pretty positive he just had a 1-year contract, so he's technically free agent again.
Probably played himself into at least another 1-year deal.
I would say so myself. I think he could play until he's 40. Nobody's talking about that. That young man looks like Herschel Walker right now. And if he goes out there and plays, he could probably play till Herschel Walker's age right now. I feel like he's just like the craziest, most impressive looking football player at 30 plus years old.
Yeah.
I mean, running back.
Great cutting, good drive, punishes linebackers.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I feel like Cowboys could unfortunately stay at the top of the fucking NFC East, man. So, because of that, I wanted to take the chance to see who you think is going to be the surprise team next year that's going to move up to the top.
Know.
You know, because there was a lot of bottom feeders. You know what I'm saying? You just said the Giants in the NFC. So there's your NFC.
Oh, okay. There's my NFC. AFC, gosh, if John Gruden can just make us all look like idiots and be like, see, I told you so, and just like draft his own team and sign his own players, I'd actually be happy for John Gruden, even though I don't like the Raiders. But, they gave him full autonomy over this team, and I think, if you don't have too many people, like take from like movies example. For an example, when you have too many producers, too many people in charge putting in their 2 cents, usually a movie doesn't turn out like the Fantastic Four.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
But you give the director full reign, and just let him do his thing, like Martin Scorsese, you're probably gonna win some Oscars. So,
Right.
Crazier things have happened. The NFL does change very crazily year to year, except of course the Patriots being amazing.
Shout out to Black Panther being nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, you get
First first comic book movie.
yeah,
nominated for an
you
Oscar.
give the director, what's his name again? Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Full reign. He's gonna make something special out of it.
Boom. There you go. And I think you may be right about that. I think Gruden might be crazy like a fox.
And they gave him a 10-year deal.
I mean, yeah, what are you going to do? In 10 years, if you don't look like somewhat of a success, then you deserve to be fired. I mean, in 10 years, we have 2 coaches that are the highest winning coaches in 10 years in the NFL, and that's Bill Belichick, of course, and Mike Tomlin. But they also are the most have been in their job the most consistent.
Yeah.
Longer than any other coach for the last 10 years. So
Grassroots.
your longevity will allow you to have a lot more wins. So if he looks really bad, like if his record isn't at least 500 in 10 years from now, or if it is 500 10 years from now, he deserves to get fired.
And the Raiders deserve to move to Las Vegas.
They deserve to go to the desert and drown. I mean, and just
Drown in some quicksand.
I was gonna say die of thirst.
There you go.
Cause these motherfuckers, I just feel like that's gonna fuck up the whole NFL, man.
Who?
Vegas.
Vegas.
People, they're not saying it on TV because it's bad for the NFL's business, but we don't get paid by the NFL, so I don't want to get paid by the NFL.
I don't want that dirty money.
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it on a check statement. You can send me cash.
Yeah, you
cash
give a
app.
bag of cash.
Cash app us.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin us. PayPal. But no, we don't want a check from the NFL. No. But I feel like the integrity of the game, which is the word, that's the word everybody's been throwing around for the last 2 weeks now.
Well, Goodell even mentioned it in that press
His
conference.
State of the League address.
Said, it's a bad look for the league when a blown call is all everyone's talking about.
It's bad because what nobody's saying out loud is everybody thinks that this is cheating or some type of, fix was in. Some type of chess piece was moved.
Did you see that thing where New Orleans fans are suing
Sue 'em.
NFL?
Fucking sue them. Take these motherfucking white folks and take your shit to trial.
They want the game to be replayed from that moment.
Yeah, get your 12 white folks and take the shit to trial. I would too. You know what I'm saying? Now, Terrell Owens made a good point on television. Earlier, was it late last week or early? It was late last week. He made a great point that Goodell really could have prevented all of this by Monday morning saying, hey, we're going to replay the game.
Oh, you can't do
He
that.
actually, in the rules, he's the only one who can do that.
Yeah, but you open up everyone's going to be like, all right, well, I want to replay Game 5 of the 2015
No,
season.
see, you can't go back and play something if you're going to go. It's like you can't go back and challenge a play that you already played after you already played the play. You can't go back and challenge the.
Yeah, but there's a blown call. There's like 4 blown calls.
Then why
every
is
game.
it a rule? Why is it collectively bargained? Why is it in the rule book? Why is it his responsibility?
Probably
why
for
is it in the
something
rule
like-
book? If it's in the rule book, you should do it.
Yeah, but not over a blown call. You can't.
That's
do that.
exactly what it's in there for.
No, it should be for something like.
No, I mean it's
like someone dressed up. Like they got Andrew Luck to put on Drew Brees' jersey at halftime. We got to redo this game.
But that's not in the rule book. See, so that's like saying, well, they should have reviewed the play and got the play right. Well, that's not in the rule book. You can't review a pass interference.
But you can replay an entire game.
That's in the rule book.
I want to see that.
It's in the rule book.
I gotta look that up.
It's in the rules. The commissioner has the ability to replay a game due to a blown or missed call in a game. They have the ability to say, hey, we're going to replay from the moment of that game. You don't play the whole game over. You play from the moment of the missed infraction.
But they've had blown calls in the playoffs for almost every year.
It's like saying,
But
I got a ticket.
Why haven't they been doing it?
That's just like saying I've been getting a speeding ticket I hadn't gotten a speeding ticket driving 80 miles an hour in a 60 mile per hour zone, but now I just got a speeding ticket and you're going to give me one. Well, y'all don't never give out speeding tickets. All of a sudden you do it one time.
But they didn't do anything different.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like breaking the law for 10 years straight, but then getting caught. And then all of a sudden.
No, they've had plenty of blown calls.
Yeah, they've had plenty. It's like going and robbing plenty of banks.
But they haven't replayed any games.
Exactly. It's like going and robbing 7 banks, never getting caught. But on the 8th bank that you rob, then you get caught. It's like, well, y'all never been catching me before, so why I never thought y'all would go catch? To replay the game was just to enforce the rule.
They didn't replay the game, though.
They didn't, but that doesn't mean you can't. That's they didn't. That's like you saying, you can continue to say, well, they didn't never do it, but I'm just saying they have the ability to do it. So they're also.
I gotta, because I don't think that's true.
It is true.
Did you see the rule?
Yeah, it's true. It's a real rule. It's a real rule. You can Google it. It's a real rule. You can.
They should. Then why didn't they?
The commissioner though is the only one who has the ability.
But
to
check
do
it
that.
out. They didn't make the Colts and the Patriots replay the game.
Yeah, you don't have to keep saying. You can keep pointing out all games.
But they suspended Brady for it.
Yeah, but they didn't suspend Brady for that. The reason that they won in court was because he destroyed his phone. They didn't suspend him for that. They couldn't suspend him for that because it wasn't a break. He didn't break any rules. What they suspended Tom Brady for is for basically obstruction of justice.
Obstruction of NFL justice.
Right. And that's basically what they suspended Tom Brady for. And they shouldn't have been able to suspend him for that. But he was just tired of fighting it, and it was coming up against the season. Got to let your team know what they're going to be able to do, which turned out pretty good. They ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Woo! And they're going to do it again.
So I'm just saying there's rules that can be enforced. They don't ever enforce them. What's his name? Aaron Rodgers should be – there's a lot of games that they could have replayed because his balls were overinflated. You know what I'm saying? But we don't –
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you do this, then you're going to be replaying 16 games a week.
No, which if you enforce rules – what happens is, like in Major League Baseball, what they're seeing is if you enforce like pitch count rules, you see the game speed up. You see the desired effect. You stop seeing people waste a lot of time if you enforce the rule because people realize, just like we see less head-to-head calls in games now because guys know, hey, I can't play that way. You're gonna see a development in the game, and also. Got to pay these referees full time. Referees got to be full time employees.
They're not full time.
Referees are not full time employees. They are part time employees. They're only
health insurance.
They're only 24 full time officials. I'm just saying officials. That does not mean that every referee is just 24 referees. 24 officials that are full time. That's probably majority in New York City.
That's tough.
So.
Multi-billionaires can't pay a referee.
And a lot of guys don't know who to fucking listen to and a lot of guys are not there for like 30 years and shit. You know what I'm saying? The Ed Hockleys of the world or whatever, the motherfuckers are gone. So, anyway, time to talk about the only thing people really give a fuck about.
Super Bowl.
The
baby.
motherfucking Super Bowl. Last week we kind of talked about the Patriots a lot, so I want to talk about the Rams just a little bit. Who is old Jamesy boy's X factor for the Rams to win the Super Bowl?
I mean, I can't believe I'm saying it because he's probably going to be MVP of the league, but is Todd Gurley healthy or not? If he's healthy, this dude can rattle off 3 touchdowns, 200 yards.
Boom.
But he's been riding this stationary bike and letting C.J. Anderson just get pummeled.
Looking like the black Lance Stevenson. No, Lance Armstrong. Excuse me. I just smoked a little bit.
Oh man.
Looking like the black Lance Armstrong because he got the yellow pants.
I was gonna say because Lance Stevenson's pretty dark already.
Yeah, black Lance Stevenson. That's called Kodak black.
Yes, yes, of course.
There's a color for that. There's a certain color.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't think anything's going to change from Jared Goff or Sean McVay. They have a very specific game plan, and they stick to it. It's very formulaic. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying what it is. They just, Sean McVay really puts Jared Goff in a position to just be what he is. Like I said, he rarely improvises at the line. He has a set play. He looks at his first and maybe second option. If it's not there, it's not there. But more times than not, one of those two is open, and you always have Todd Gurley as a backup. I'm very impressed with what they've done without Todd Gurley playing full time these past 2 games.
But you feel like for them to win,
it has to be Todd Gurley.
It's got to be old Todd.
Because
Todd the third.
Because Todd Gurley is a guy who can just run through people. I don't think C.J. Anderson is the same.
C.J. Anderson will run through you, but he will fall about 4 yards after he runs through you.
Yeah, and he'll stay on the damn floor.
But he's big. He's a big guy. He's he's out of the game for a while, But I think the key for them to win is Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald. That's the only way the Rams can win is by getting Aaron Donald all over the defensive line, putting him everywhere.
That's actually a really good point.
Ndamukong Suh and moving him around and using those double teams to their disadvantage.
Yeah, I agree because I can see it's not a guarantee that the Patriots would win. I just think they have a better chance. But I can see a scenario where on the very first play, like Tom Brady takes a sack, and I'm just going there going, oh boy, it's going to be that type of game. And, now Tom has to kind of keep that in his back of his head. I think he's great enough to silence it or be in control of that. But a couple hits like that early, it's going to have its toll. So, yeah, good point.
I think also another thing they're going to have to do on the defensive end is everybody's talking about how I forget the dude's name, but the guy who caused the pass interference debacle that we have today, the guy who did the pass interference and the targeting, he actually hit. In the Saints game. Yeah, on the Rams. It was actually also a helmet-to-helmet. We didn't talk about that last week, but it was also a helmet-to-helmet, people. It was just 3 bad calls in one play.
45 yards right there.
This is ridiculous. This is just such an egregious. And there's a video going around where the referee was looking at the other referee. He was about to pull the flag out, and the referee is like, no, don't pull your flag out. It's real bad. It's real bad for the NFL right now. But I feel like if you look at the matchups, that cornerback is supposed to be playing on Edelman in the slot. But I feel like they need to put Aqib Talib on Edelman. I can't believe I'm giving out information or tips for the Rams. Like, hey,
I don't know.
Well,
Edelman's going to eat him up.
Oh, no. because Edelman won't even get off the line with Talib. Talib will be physical with him. He'll put his hands all on him. He won't be like, he's not like Mark. He's the opposite of Marcus Peters. He doesn't play in space and try to cheat and get interceptions and pick you off. That's why he doesn't get a lot of highlight films where you're looking at him trying to catch up behind somebody. He's usually right in front of a guy or right on top of a guy because he plays film. He plays game tape. Mm-hmm. So he's going to try to stay right on top of you. He's an ex-Patriot. He's an ex-Patriot pupil. So
knows Tom Brady's tendencies.
Not just Tom Brady's tendencies, but he just understands defensive tendencies. Like he knows where he needs to be and how he needs to be able to control his man. They like to call it the Patriots like to call it fighting in a phone booth. Mm-hmm. And you want every individual matchup to be like fighting in a phone booth, especially on defense. And that's why I believe the Patriots will actually win. It's because they're not going to do anything. The Rams are not going to do anything that I just said. I mean, that's how they would win. And if they win,
it'll be because of that.
It'll be because of that. And I we'll be back here to cry about it on.
And the Rams will cut your check.
Yeah, and I'll be really upset about it, and I'm gonna be right here to cry about it next week if that's the case. And I'll throw up in this trash can right here after I talk about it. But for the reason I think the Patriots are gonna win is just it's gonna be a fucking fight. It's gonna be a knockdown, drag out fight. They are going to wham and earhole Aaron Donald to death. They're going to be a wham. An earhole is where the guard, right guard, left guard comes over, ladies and gentlemen, and plugs Aaron Donald in the back of his head or in the side of his head and has his shit ringing all day. No matter what he does, even if he's not involved in the play, they're going to hit him. They're going to hurt him. They're going to do the exact same to Ndamukong Suh. It's not going to be a lot of double teams. It's just going to be a lot of misdirection and just plugging him to give 1 to 2 seconds of time to get the rest of the play off. Because they're the quickest offense right now in football. Tom Brady gets the ball out in about 2.5 seconds.
I think it's 1.2.
1.2? I mean, and with that, and then Sony Michel hitting the line with the patience of Le'Veon Bell.
And not only that, they have James White and Rex Burkhead. So, yeah, Sue and Donald are going to be playing the whole game, but they got a three-headed monster in that backfield that can just keep rushing and, like you always say, controlling the clock.
And not to mention, I think that you're going to see the Patriots run a lot. They ran the I formation last game in the AFC Championship game. You don't see anybody running the I formation anymore. And like they came out and Tom Brady came from under center the majority of the game. He didn't even throw from the shotgun, I don't believe, the entire game against the Chiefs. I think you're going to see a little bit more of that again to break up the aggression that's in the that's on the defensive line, to break up that size and that domination that they have. You're going to have a lot of fullback action. In the NFL, the Patriots are one of the few teams, I think they're one of maybe two teams that have a fullback. Mm-hmm. And I believe he will be getting utilized.
I think he scored a touchdown
in the last game.
Yeah,
in the AFC Championship game. It will be a knockdown, drag-out fight, I believe. And I also am going to go ahead and say Patriots by 10.
Then, yeah, I think if you bet on the Patriots by 10, you can win a lot of money. I think so. Look it up because I do believe that. I also believe that the Patriots will win, and I see a scenario where they could win by 10. I feel like the Rams can let this get away from them. If Gronk scores early, I could see it like getting out of hand. Underrated also is Gronk's blocking ability. And if they just go to his side, that dude is a monster and can probably go one-on-one with Sue or Donald.
Yeah, because if, you're right. They don't talk about it. I didn't even talk about it. Gronk is an amazing blocker, and if he can't run really fast, what a better way to be utilized
Exactly.
than having 2 tight ends out there and one of them be like a future Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll run behind that guy. He's fast enough for run blocker and getting down the field and plugging an Aaron Donald or a linebacker that's going out there, or Aqib Talib don't want none of Gronk when he gets to the second level.
For sure.
So, yeah, I feel you with the Gronk. Nobody's talking about Gronk, except for the fact that he might retire after this game.
Where are you watching this game?
I have no idea where I'm watching this game.
Not the bar?
I have no idea. I haven't been invited to any Super Bowl parties, people.
Get on this. You got a podcast producer at your Super Bowl party.
Christ. Haven't been invited to one.
How I won't be too upset if the Patriots lose, because people have been, this isn't a hot take, but if he loses and has a bad game, Tom Brady is still the greatest of all time. But
yeah.
How upset will you be if the Patriots lose?
They lost last year.
Oh, brutal. Threw for
I was
500.
very upset.
Threw for 500 yards and lost.
I don't know if I cried, but I cried on the inside for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Don't know if I cried out loud, but I myself, if we lose, I will be devastated. You see, the Patriots lost this year. I mean, the Crimson Tide lost this year.
And if both your teams lose in the finals, that's tough. For that,
in less than a month.
That would be brutal.
In less than a month.
That's a tough January.
But what I will say is, there's never been a year, if I'm not mistaken, that the Patriots and the University of Alabama and the Boston Red Sox all won a championship. And because I can't have everything. So
you already took one loss.
But I have a W already.
Yeah.
With the Red Sox.
So it could go either way.
But
are you always over 33%?
When Alabama loses a championship, the Patriots usually win the Super Bowl. When Alabama wins a championship and the Patriots win the Super Bowl, the Patriots lose the Super Bowl.
It's in the stars.
So I'm just talking to all you degenerate gamblers out there. The University of Alabama lost the championship a month ago, less than a month ago. The fucking Red Sox just won the World Series less than 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, people, these things have nothing to do with anything but a degenerate degeneration gamblers.
No.
Yes. Those motherfuckers right there, they love that kind of shit. They're looking at that kind of shit.
Take out that second mortgage.
Man, I might have to go ahead and put down on the Patriots. I'm a Rams fan, but man, I don't know my odds, man. He said
Alabama.
He said he ain't never seen this happen. Shit, man. Patriots been to 9 Super Bowls, man. They gotta win this. They have to win this for me, so I can stop hearing Pittsburgh Steelers fans talk about they got 6 rings. They got 6 rings.
It's like, yeah, well, so does Tom Brady.
Yeah. That's what I want to be able to say.
And if you are a Patriots hater out there, let it go for a little bit and try and appreciate what you're watching. You're never, ever gonna see another quarterback like this ever again. The next best is maybe 60% of what Tom Brady is.
Maybe. You're never going to see this ever again. You're never going to see this ever again. It's very rare that the best team wins the Super Bowl or wins as many Super Bowls. Like, usually the most talented teams are like the ones that win and then fail. Mm-hmm. It's always like the best team, overall team, wins the Super Bowl, right? But it's never consistent. You always, in this free agency era, you always have guys who go somewhere else. It's never the same team every year. It's always a different team. So the fact that the Patriots have been able to 9 times with 9 different sets of groups of guys go to the Super Bowl, like even just getting there is absolutely insane. Like, and you're right. People just don't even appreciate what they're seeing. Like, we appreciated Jordan when we were watching Jordan. Everybody was just like always in awe.
The best.
But the NFL is not a stars league.
Right.
It's a team league.
A coaching league.
Coaching league. It's about the owners and the coaches. That's what the NFL is about. But if it was the NBA and some player had been to the finals 9 times, they would be sucking his dick.
They would. It's true.
All
right.
day, all night, on all 24-hour media circuits. I don't know if there's a player like that in the NBA, but
Crickets.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
I have a glimmer. I can give you some hope. I think people will appreciate Tom Brady this year. You know why?
Why is that?
Tony Romo will be announcing this game, and this dude
Tony Romo
is an appreciator, a lover of the game.
If Tony Romo don't get you to fucking buy into something, you don't have a soul. You don't watch.
Exactly.
You don't like Disney musicals. You don't like Disney musicals if
you don't like puppies,
right? Yeah, like you bathe in puppy blood.
Yeah.
If you fucking don't love or fall in love with Tom Brady after listening to Tony Romo. Actually, if you don't buy Corona or like wear one of them crazy blazers, them jumpers, jacket things that he be wearing, you know, if you're not doing all that shit that he's selling, then you just don't have a soul. That's why I wear earplugs when I watch Tony Romo.
You don't like Tony Romo?
No, I just don't want to be falling under his spell. And I also don't like Tony Romo. I hate the Cowboys.
Oh, Cowboys, yeah.
And I'm like, how did this dude throw this many interceptions and keep a job? Like, that's crazy. Like, he was that bad.
And he can obviously read defenses.
So, he really can obviously read defenses.
Yeah.
So, you know that when he was doing that stupid shit, he was just really doing some stupid shit. Like, he was just like, but I'm going to try this right here.
Yeah,
like, oh, this is where I should go.
Yeah, it's like, if I just throw it, hold it onto it maybe one more second, I can get a touchdown.
Like, and you see what he did here? He held on to it 1 second too long. You know why I know that? Because I used to do that shit right there.
And I took a hit, or as I was throwing it.
Yeah. That's why people liked Archie Manning. You know, they loved Archie. Tony Romo is Archie Manning.
The third daughter. The third son of Archie Manning.
Well, the fourth son, because he does have
right,
they do
right.
that. But, no, he's like the Archie Manning of our generation in the sense that he never won shit.
But super exciting.
Super exciting to watch. Always lost you the game, the big game. And, hell, got on television. As soon as he got off the field, got on television, and everybody loves what he's got to say. Loves everything about him for no reason.
No reason. Tony Romo?
Jesus Christ, man, this guy, how do we believe anything that he's saying other than the fact that he's able to read defenses? It's not doing anything that any other NFL player could do.
But no one has ever done it.
Because it's literally known as a TV do not do. He's just
so you'd rather Troy Aikman be like, well, this is a really big play right here.
No. Troy Aikman is not a bad, but Jason Witten is terrible.
Oh, my God.
Jason Witten is terrible. Troy Aikman's not bad. Jason Witten is absolutely terrible. And the majority of these guys, the reason Tony Romo does that is because he doesn't want to just sit there and toe the line for the NFL. Because remember, he got fined or kind of fined when he was told not to participate in certain activities that was taking place in the NFL with some certain fantasy league things. He's not exactly like an NFL guy. You know what I'm saying? So
he's a CBS guy.
He's a give me that check guy. That's the reason he was in.
No, he's a fuck. I wish I was still out there guy.
I'm telling you, he's a give me a check guy because he shouldn't have been out there 4 years ago. They should have got rid of him 4 years before that. Des Bryant should have not had to deal with Tony Romo going in and out towards the prime of his career.
Yeah.
With just inconsistent quarterback play. So I just don't understand how we celebrate guys who like terrible. I don't know.
I like him just because I feel like he makes me a smarter NFL fan.
He does because he's breaking the rules of television.
I love it. Then. Break them rules.
But
don't throw that flag, ref. Break the rules.
Also, he's not what I think he does is he oversimplifies sometimes, which is why he threw so many interceptions. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's certain things that you can easily break down if you know a little bit about the game.
But a lot of people don't know the game.
Exactly.
Such as myself. Why am I talking on this?
But yeah, shout out to Tony Romo. He's doing a great job compared to his teammate Jason Witten, who absolutely sucks. And I'm so glad the ESPN isn't doing the goddamn Super Bowl this year.
Dude, you can switch it over to the SAP. Spanish announcers.
Oh, yeah, actually, to all the viewers, to all the listeners, that's the only way you can watch the Super Bowl on your phone, through the streaming on your phone.
Really?
You can watch, if you have a cable service, they'll black out the regular TV channels, but if you watch the Spanish, they have never blocked out. Since they started in 2014, 15.
Nice.
They started playing it on Spanish TV.
Not blacked out.
Not ever blacked out. Go check it out. You know what I'm saying? It's old faithful.
Life hacks here.
Give you them facts, baby. Them hack facts. So anyway, Patriots will win by 10.
Bet on it.
What do you?
Patriots by 4. I think it's gonna be
4.
Close. Yeah.
Woo.
And I think the line right now is Patriots by 2. So either way, bet on these Patriots.
Patriots have the
Minus
top
2.
5 scoring defense in the league. I think you're gonna see
Cordero Patterson, maybe.
a bunch of. It's gonna be a dogfight, man. I don't even say nothing else because I'm giving the damn Rams too many damn tips. Too many tips. I'm putting too much energy out there. Anyway, now it's time for the NBA.
Not an all-star. Dennis Rodman on Instagram.
Dennis Rodman.
Did you see that stupid thing? Boom shakalaka! He trolled all his followers.
Shit.
Basically, he was just like, I have a huge announcement coming tomorrow. Tomorrow came. He said it got blacked out. Tried again tomorrow. The next day, he does a video where he's doing that. He has those white cards and says, I have a secret, next card. I've held on to it, blah, blah, blah. Pulling card after card, and the secret is, and everyone thought he was going to say he was gay, but it was just a blank card, and he walked out of the thing. I was like, damn, this guy needs a job. This guy needs some hobbies.
Dennis Rodman is crazy smart at certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew.
Defensive rebounding?
Well, social media.
He for sure got billions of followers after that.
I mean, he got the whole world going crazy. Like, what is he gonna do? What's he gonna do? His secret is Kim Jong-un sucked his dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? I want to know. What is it? What is the secret? I just gotta know.
Gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he got Carmen Electra pregnant and she had an abortion. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it?
Imagine that, baby.
He's like, I came in Carmen Electra's butt. I'm like, come on, we kind of figured it. That's not a secret. You know what I'm saying? You just wanted to know what it was. I have AIDS. You know?
Could have been it.
I got cancer. I have mental issues or whatever, But it was nothing. I have a secret. All y'all wasting your goddamn time on the motherfucking telephone.
You know what? I'm telling him to get a hobby. I need a hobby.
So you do have a hobby. I'm stalking Dennis Rodman on the motherfucking internet.
Fucker got me.
So the biggest news in all of sports right now. No, ladies and gentlemen, it has nothing to do with Anthony Davis or LeBron James. It's all about
K-pop.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Pogatti. K-pop.
Going over
Unicorn.
to Europe to play in the Euro League for the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, seriously. That's good. It's the 2004 Mavericks again, just where like all the players are from a different country.
They got Dirk. And I think it's going to be, they're not going to win any games because Kristaps is probably not going to come back at all this season. But reportedly, Kristaps Porzingis goes into work at 10 o'clock this morning. Lets the Knicks know he wants a trade. By the time he went to go meet for brunch, that motherfucker was gone.
He was like, you got it.
Like, what the fuck is that? Who just trades their star player that quick?
Well, you kind of touched on it last week. They're going full tank mode.
Full tank mode, which doesn't really help them getting DeAndre Jordan, Davis, and Matthews. Those guys ain't going to be trying to tank. Those guys are going to be trying to play.
Well, I think the thought is that they're going to buy out Wesley Matthews and DeAndre Jordan. So because
trade.
No, because they're kind of expensive. I think DeAndre Jordan's at like $18 million.
Yeah, he just got paid.
He just the 1 year deal. But he's gonna get bought out and then sign somewhere. Because I don't think anyone's gonna be any contender is that hurting for a big man. I was thinking of it earlier. I was like, maybe the Bucks or maybe the Raptors.
If he gets released, look for the Oklahoma City Thunder to pick him up because Steven Adams needs more help than Nerlens Noel. And Nerlens Noel could come off the bench at that point.
You think they'd play Adams and DeAndre Jordan at the same time?
Most definitely. It would be because DeAndre is a less skilled Steven Adams. He's a bigger, less skilled Steven Adams, offensively skilled. He's more athletic, but he's still just less skilled. Steven Adams has put a myriad of moves together this season, which is partially why they're in the third spot right now. But they're missing something. They're missing DeAndre Jordan, in my opinion. They're missing somebody to come over there. They have not recovered from trading Enes Kanter, even though, it basically got them Paul George or allowed them to be able to sign, get Paul George on the team and then re-sign him. Without somebody over there to really bang down low with Steven Adams and provide an offensive consistency that's just been missing in OKC ever since Enes Kanter wasn't there. That triple-double season happened a lot because Enes and Steven Adams.
True.
So
watch out for that.
I will watch out for that.
Wesley Matthews.
Also watch out for a trade because Enes Kanter costs a lot of money right now. Not playing well. And he's actually one of the best players on the team, but he's not playing well right this second. He's been going through some things, his family over in Turkey, but
he's getting bounty hunted.
Right. And they could end up, and his family's being abducted
with.
And imprisoned and tortured. So they could end up trading him to the OKC. Kanter to OKC. Then buying out, because they still have to get rid of Kanter regardless to be in the sweepstakes to get KD.
Well, I think that's what this Wesley Matthews and because Wesley Matthews also wants out, and he's said he wants to go to the Rockets, who could
because he wants to just shoot threes.
Yeah,
he just wants to run up down the court and shoot threes. Which is why the Dallas Mavericks suck.
Right. So I think if they do that, they'll have space for 2 max contracts. Plus, if they get rid of Enes Kanter, I think that's worth 3 max contracts.
Which is what you need to do because you got to get
KD.
No.
And Kyrie.
And
Anthony Davis.
No.
LeBron James.
No. but good guess. The new LeBron James.
Zion Williamson.
You got to be able to tank enough to get – because all of this requires you tanking enough to be in the top or the bottom 3.
But let me ask you this. If you're Kevin Durant and you see Zion Williamson, rookie Zion Williamson, and a space for another contract, do you leave the Warriors?
I would never leave the Warriors. If I'm
no.
Kevin Durant, I'm not leaving the Warriors. But if I was Kevin Durant, I also wouldn't be in I mean, I wouldn't have left OKC. I wouldn't be in.
Well, you're a stronger man than he is.
I mean, they were about to beat the Golden State Warriors, but Kevin Durant choked for 2 straight games.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may say 3. So I mean that to me had a lot to do with it, and also Klay Thompson went the fuck off. A lot.
Give him his props. Yeah.
Give Klay Thompson his props, but I'm just saying all that to say I don't know what the fuck KD will do.
but I do know what a lot of people think about the Knicks, and is that they're not a good organization.
Yeah, I don't know why he would. That's what I don't see any. But there was no reason for LeBron James to come to the Lakers.
Well, it was not basketball reasons. It was
right,
this whole
exactly,
lifestyle.
exactly. And I'm saying I don't think it was really basketball reasons that KD comes to
New York
that goes to Golden State. I don't even know if he went to Golden State for just purely basketball reasons. They almost beat the Golden State Warriors, and if he wins a championship in OKC, his status as a basketball player is way into the stratosphere. Like he could be considered as they would be saying, he's the best player in the league, or maybe he's the best player in the league. He would be in that conversation if him and Russ won a championship.
Right. So
I don't know what the fuck the dude's gonna do, but I think, like you said, big market, like Lonzo Ball's
lifestyle.
saying that
he wants
ball
to go to New
camp
York.
saying that he wants to go to New York or Chicago. And you're like, well, those teams absolutely suck. Why would you want to go there?
City.
It's the city, exactly. The market, which I don't get. I don't get these kids these days. They got private jets to all over the place, but they can't make no money.
They can get Uber Black,
Right. Like, how can you not be able to make money? You only really work.
You only need a freaking iPhone.
For real, man. Like, there's motherfuckers who got business in Istanbul and live in Los Angeles, California. Like, come on, man. I just don't believe in all that other shit. But
so basketball-wise, what do you think of this trade?
Well, basically, I think there's just a tankathon going on.
But
they ended up winning too many games because Enes Kanter was playing a little well early this year.
But do you think they could have? I mean, yeah. So not purely basketball because it had a lot to do with the salaries, but Kristaps Porzingis, potential to be a All NBA player,
unicorn,
like first team maybe, most likely second team, but probably first team.
Got a unicorn in here, right
Deadpool.
Here. That's Kristaps right there.
He is coming off an ACL.
Yeah, you see his leg is bent right there. His leg is bent. The unicorn leg is bent.
Must have.
That's Kristaps. He all right though. He gonna be all right next year. Cause similar player. You're wondering if Kristaps is healthy.
No, that's why I say because I don't know.
Right.
And that's why I think it is an even deal.
Similar injury happened to one Tracy McGrady. Hurt his knee, came back a little too soon. Did fine that year that he came back. He was able to play. Played throughout the season, even played in the playoffs. I think that was the year that they had 22 games in a row, which was the record until the Heat broke it. And then didn't the Rockets take it back with Harden? They just broke that record.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, wasn't it last year? Yeah, they broke
Maybe,
that
yeah.
record again. So, Tracy McGrady, he was fine that first year, but the rest of his career was completely hindered. Railroad.
Yeah.
Derailed. He tore so much, did so much permanent damage. So I think that's what Porzingis is looking at. Because we got better doctors these days, you know what I mean? And he's got the European doctors, too.
Also, he's younger.
He is younger, but his body's developing.
True. He's a skinny motherfucker.
But that's good because, you don't want too much weight on him. You don't want Yao Ming's.
That's true.
Because if this was his foot, if this was Kevin Durant's injury, I would be a little bit more weary. And also be with the exact same timeline. Because Kevin Durant came back too soon.
Right.
And ended up fracturing his foot again, having to have surgery.
So with that baked-in risk, probably going to recover from it. I think the Mavericks came out like some freaking bank robbers.
Thieves in the night. Thieves in the... Well, they're not thieves in the night. It's like, robbing a retarded kid. Because... because the Knicks are terrible, and they're trying to be terrible. And their organization...
Let's help you be terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, hey, we right there. Like, they were... The Dallas Mavericks were just... They had spies waiting at Madison Square Garden, just waiting for somebody to do something stupid. Yeah, hey, something stupid's about to happen. I just seen Chris Davis come out of there kind of angry.
Yeah.
You should probably call up there and find out what's going on.
And then they're going, it's like, hey, you're trying to be bad, right? Why don't you just give us your best player and you'll be bad?
I think the Dallas Mavericks realized that they were not going to be able to tank enough to get into the Zion sweepstakes.
Well, they're
not going to be in
this year if it goes to Atlanta.
So there you go. And they're not going to be able to make the playoffs. So, hey, we're just going to go. This DeAndre Jordan thing is not really working out, even though DeAndre Jordan's leading the kid, number 2 in percentage.
But he's not.
Blocks.
I don't think he can be even the third best player on a championship team. I think he has to be the 4th or 5th.
Yeah, exactly. He's leading the league in, second in the league in blocks. And so he could be up there. He's a serviceable player. He deserves all the money he's getting paid, absolutely. But definitely not working out in Dallas.
And you know what? He fixed his glaring problem. He went to the free throw line, and now you can play him in crunch time.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Nobody's talked about it because the team sucks. So, we talked about the Mavs. We talked about the Knicks. I don't think,
you want to talk Anthony Davis?
I was just going to say Fizdale. I feel like Fizdale has no control over there, has no say in anything in the New York Knicks.
Yeah, they'll probably get rid of him.
He's there. Coach just there coaching.
He's pulling the Byron Scott.
I feel like I don't think they'll get rid of him, but I think he might quit.
Well, I feel like they're doing the Byron Scott. He's like, hey, we need a coach, but we want to lose, so you're perfect for us.
Right. That's not good. That's not a good look.
In fact, get Derek Fisher back.
Yeah, I mean,
quick one more thing about Porzingis. This is now the 3rd out of the top 5 picks of the 2015 draft that's been traded. D'Angelo Russell, Jahlil Okafor, and now Kristaps Porzingis. Karl Anthony Towns, number 1, still in Minnesota. Just a fun fact.
Yeah, and, we also have had every year now, we had Paul George, we've had Kyrie Irving, then last year we had Kawhi Leonard. This year,
K-pop.
Well, K-pop.
And
Anthony motherfucking Davis. We're going to have... Oh, I forgot Jimmy motherfucking Butler. So this year we might have 3...
But he ain't superstar, as we said.
No, he's not. But we may have 3 players that have forced their way out in one season.
It's a crazy season. Crazy time.
You get fined $50,000 for doing that. I didn't know that. Nobody said anything about Jimmy Butler getting fined. So
that's true.
Wonder if that even happened.
Very good point.
I think that they did that maybe to Anthony Davis only because they can't find LeBron James for tampering. Because there's only one reason.
Oh, you know what? The Lakers got a warning. They got a letter.
They got a letter. Like, if you get Anthony Davis, we are going to block the trade because you fucking tampering, motherfuckers. Y'all over here bull jiving. Okay? As old Uncle Shay Sharp say, y'all bull jiving. Okay? And I feel like, man, come on, this is transparent. This is more transparent than wax paper. Okay?
This is almost laughable. I you know,
as a Laker fan,
I feel bad, and I am somewhat against it because I talked about this before the season even started. I was like, you know what, if we get Kawhi, LeBron, and that third superstar, it was probably Anthony Davis. I was like, would I even be a Laker fan? Because this ain't the Lakers like from last year. It's pickup basketball. It's just like, hey, let's play together. Who cares where it is?
LeBron All-Star team.
Right. I couldn't guarantee more that Anthony Davis is going to be a Laker. I don't think the Celtics do it. I think the Lakers
who have to wait till June.
Yeah, I think the Lakers don't even have to give up both Ball and Ingram.
They're gonna have to give up everything.
I don't think they have to because, I mean, I would do it. That would be an even trade.
For the Pelicans to do the trade, they're going to have to do that.
I don't think they have the leverage anymore. Davis has said, his camp has said.
The leverage, what people don't understand, Davis has 2 more years on his contract.
One plus a player option.
Right. So that means he has to play at least next year. If they decide not to trade him. So they could honestly wait until next year to trade him.
Like you thought they were going to do with Kawhi.
Well, no. I said that's an option that they had.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard never severed his relationship with Popovich like they led us to believe in the media. Popovich and Kawhi continued to talk the entire time that everything was going on. We were led to believe that they weren't. Popovich tried to give Kawhi Leonard something that he wanted without giving him exactly what he wanted. Like, I'm going to give you the best situation possible without trading you to my lifetime rival.
Right. So if Anthony Davis does that, the Pelicans need to get something soon in the form of draft picks for the Zion Williams sweepstakes.
Which is exactly why I think you'll be seeing them be getting, because people keep talking about Zion, but there's 4 players on the Duke team that are going to get drafted next year.
Right.
And the Pelicans are going to be right around in that hunt.
Right.
Especially if they end up getting any of the draft picks that the Celtics have available. See, that's what people aren't talking about. The Celtics could end up getting into this because all of the best deal for the Pelicans is in Boston.
Right.
But they can't get to that deal until June.
Do you think the
Pelicans are reporting that they are, or it's been reported that the Pelicans are considering shutting Anthony Davis down for the rest of the season?
Oh, they absolutely should. Why would they hurt his trade value?
And they already took him out of the video for the pregame video.
He's gone.
I think they're just going to shut him down for the rest of the season and not entertain any real offers unless they get something close to what they can get in Boston, because they realize that Boston is the best offer that they can get right now. Because I guarantee you Danny Ainge has already made a phone call to the Pelicans and said, hey, if you just wait, this is the offer we will have, and it will be still here. Jason Tatum,
on the table?
Oh, Jason Tatum is on the table.
Even if it's just for a 1-year rental.
Let me tell you something. Jason Tatum is on the table. Kyrie Irving is on the table.
Trading Kyrie?
Oh, yes.
Oh, Anthony Davis would not want to play without Kyrie.
Doesn't matter what Anthony Davis would say he wants, thinks he wants.
Well, you don't trade this farm if he's not committing after 1 year.
You got to realize, going to the finals changes all of that.
Well, we'll see if
I'm not saying they would give up.
Kawhi
I'm not
makes the
saying they would give
finals.
up Tatum and Kyrie, but those guys are on that table, and nobody's saying that Anthony Davis will get traded by himself because Kristaps didn't get traded by himself today. It's
package deal.
you could get all of the players in New Orleans are playing their asses off now since this got announced because they know, hey, everybody
get a good situation too.
Exactly. We might get traded too. We need to look as good as possible. That's why you see Okafor out there balling out of sight because he's like, look, either I'm going to get
My own team.
traded to another team with Anthony Davis, I'm going to have to still fight for minutes, or I'm going to be here when he gets traded, and I'm going to need to be able to show them that I'm ready to play because he could still be getting traded later on in the year. So
Let me ask you this: Celtics, basically every year do some crazy deal, get new players. Basically, everything is interchangeable. Why do players still like fight so hard for the Celtics, even though what they're doing is raising their trade value to get out from this team?
because 90% of players in the league are playing for a check. They don't really care where they are. They're just playing for the check. They all understand it's a business.
I hope
Danny
so.
Ainge is not the kind of GM that tells you, "Hey man, I love you." Da, 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 pat you on the back. Da, da. He lets it be known that anybody can be traded,
We're paying you to play basketball. Play basketball.
and that's why I believe you have an environment there that's just very business. Let's come to work and work.
Like the Patriots.
I think a lot of this talk about Kyrie leaving is his agent creating a maximum amount of money that he's going to be able to get from the Celtics. That's all that is. I don't think he actually wants to play with LeBron. That's why I believe he actually
Leverage.
that's why I believe he actually let it be known. People were like, "Why would you say that out loud?"
Trying to get this money.
He's trying to get this money. He ain't worried about what the teammates was thinking.
I believe that.
Which I don't think the teammates would have looked at it any kind of way because he probably told them before he told the press that he talked to LeBron. And he probably used that to apologize to them, but to express himself to the media and get his maximum amount of money. You got to maximize the amount of potential that you have on your contract. And I don't think he's going nowhere. I don't think he really wants to play in New York because why would you come out in at a pep rally basically and say, "Hey, I'm staying here. I'm going to sign with the Celtics." In front of all of your season ticket holders, you say, "I'm staying here. I'm going to resign this year."
You know who did that? Kristaps Porzingis. I'm signing this restricted deal. But he wants to be an unrestricted free agent in 2 years.
When the big money gonna hit again, because nobody knows how to fucking have any respect for the dollar bill. Why are these people getting paid so much goddamn money?
Because we eat it up.
I mean, goddamn. You think we was in Venezuela somewhere, motherfuckers getting paid so much goddamn money. But anyway, we pretty much covered all these damn topics without even really trying.
I just think,
Getting pretty good at this podcast thing.
I just think LeBron James, Clutch Sports, dinner with Anthony Davis.
So glad you mentioned that. Yeah, is that tampering?
It is 100% tampering. it's loopholes because like we talked about, if you have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, you can talk to his agent, who happens to also be the agent of LeBron James. If you talk to LeBron James' agent, it happens to be the agent of Anthony Davis.
What you just heard me doing right there. Sorry, I apologize for the noise. I was checking to make sure that I was right in assuming that LeBron James did play today, is playing
Oh, is he
right
playing?
now. Because I was going to ask you, what do you think about that injury?
He's proven right now to Anthony Davis, I'm good to go.
I think he's been ready to go
Oh, I know that for sure.
and also was waiting to try to put pressure on Jeannie to fire Luke, and Jeannie did not give in.
I am starting to come around on. I don't think Luke Walton is a bad coach.
Luke Walton is a great coach because those guys are garbage, and he's managed to keep them in the 9 without LeBron.
But he's not, and this is either good or bad. He's not a LeBron coach.
Because LeBron has never been coached.
I know.
He's been coached one time, and he left that place because he didn't like it. He grew tired of being coached by Spoelstra.
And he saw Dwayne Wade's and Chris Bosh going down on the downscale.
Well, Chris Bosh, not really. Chris Bosh stopped playing his game so that LeBron could play his game. But because nobody could have predicted him having the blood clots.
Oh yeah, not he didn't predict that. But you see.
But he
Kyrie
did leave
Kevin
because
Love,
D
though.
Wade had to have surgery on his knees and didn't have no knees no more, basically. But joke on him, D Wade just now retiring. You know what I'm saying? He could have stayed. To be honest, I mean, but this is a guy who doesn't like being coached. Has never been coached. Is it not?
I'm not saying it's good.
I'm saying should it not be said though that he is the problem? Like,
no, I don't think he's. I mean, so many times, no, I just think he's good enough to call his own shots, and like it or not, it got him 3 championships calling his own shot.
3.
And, yeah,
in 16 years.
Not a lot of players can do that. Can say that. And if it wasn't for like one of the greatest teams of all time, he might have at least one more. I mean, are you
but
really
what is that?
Kevin
What did you
Durant?
say though? One of the greatest what
Teams of all time.
Teams,
Right?
Exactly, and that's why maybe if he would conform, like maybe if he did exactly.
Yeah, but that team did not win because of Steve Kerr. That team won because they had super duper stars.
No. I'm not talking about the coaching, and don't forget, Luke Walton was out there coaching.
Hey, yeah, so, got him 22 wins.
So I'm just my whole point is Luke Walton is a very good coach, great coach. Would have a job if they fire him today. He will have a job on
tomorrow.
Sunday morning.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That he is a great coach, but LeBron needs to learn to accept coaching, especially at the late stage of your career when you're going to start diminishing. You've popped your groin. You've had your first real bad injury, and he's always had lower extremity injuries. Any kind of tiny injuries that he's had, nicks and knacks, have all been lower extremity injuries. They haven't like been shoulders or neck or back or anything. It's all been knees, now the groin, ankle every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever he sat out a game or whatever. This guy's pretty much been in Iron Man. You need to learn to take some kind of some kind of coaching, some kind of advice late in your career.
I will agree because I don't like a lot of his play calling because he basically calls the shots when he's out there. And one of them, I talked about it, I think, last week. He just pulls up from near midcourt a 3-pointer. It's like, God,
because he thinks
dude.
he's Steph Curry or Lance Stevenson.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm good or bad is subjective. But I do think Luke Walton is a great coach for a developing team.
Yeah.
I also thought the same about Mark Jackson for a developing team.
No, man.
Not a championship ready.
Mark Jackson would have won the championship the next year. Them dudes won that championship the next year, but to prove to everybody it had nothing to do with the coach. They literally did that shit. And Steve Kerr will tell you, man, he ain't doing much. Well, it's more so just about controlling the attitudes in the locker room. That's what it's about. And Mark Jackson had no problems with the team. It was the front office. So they didn't like him because he was religious, and he would go on Sundays to preach. He's a preacher. He would preach at his church here in Los Angeles and play golf. They didn't like that.
So if what you're saying, coaching is about managing personalities, if you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the same team, I don't think
Anthony
Luke
Davis
Walton
is a great coachable person.
But I don't think Luke Walton can command respect from top two, probably
Luke
1-2 in the league.
definitely Luke can.
He's not doing it right now.
Anthony Davis was extreme. Yes, he is. He's getting respect from everybody except LeBron James, which
like it or not, but he's
which
the
is
one
exactly
calling the
what
shots.
happened in Miami with Eric Spoelstra. When LeBron got there the first year, he tried to get Eric Spoelstra fired. He went to Pat Riley several times and tried to get him fired. And Pat Riley said, "You better go back down there and listen to what he's saying, because I'm telling him what to do, and he's doing it. So you need to go down there and do what he tell you to do, because I'm running shit up here. You don't run shit up here. I run shit." That's exactly what's just happened with Jeannie Buss. Jeannie Buss has said, "Y'all don't run nothing here. I hired y'all to do jobs. You're a player. You know, you're a GM. You're a CEO of basketball operations, and I'm the owner of the motherfucker. So y'all do what I want y'all to do, and we're cool. But don't tell me we're going to fire Luke, because Luke, people keep saying that Luke is not Magic's hire. Luke is not Magic's. He's not Rob Pelinka's hire. Guess whose hire he is? Jeannie's hire. That's the first hire she made before she hired Magic Johnson. So she ain't trying to fire him and look bad. Like, oh, I made a mistake. Let me go ahead and... No, Jeannie Buss has 28 years of basketball experience. Like, she ain't fixing to just be like... She actually has more front office experience than Magic Johnson, because she was in the front office when he was a player. So she actually has like 38 years of basketball experience. So I would not I don't anticipate him getting fired.
Is it a stubbornness thing then, not to fire
No,
him?
it's knowing basketball thing, just like Pat Riley, knowing basketball, and what happened? They won championships. They was in the finals because LeBron doesn't realize you decided to come here. You were in a position where you could do everything you wanted to do. They were ready to give you more money, and you could have kept doing that. You decided to come here. That's the same thing that happened in Miami. You decided to come here. If you want to be here, come here and do exactly what you said you were going to do. Acquiesce to what we're going to do. We're going to run a certain system here, and you're going to be a major part of it, and we're going to win championships. He was supposed to come to Los Angeles and play more off the ball. That has not happened at all. It's been LeBron ball. And if they're going to beat the Golden State Warriors, which the reason that they didn't when he was in Cleveland is because they play LeBron ball. They got to not play LeBron ball. You got to play team basketball. You have to play Bob Cousy basketball with way better dribbling and way better shooting.
And which is why I'm worried that if we sacrifice this whole team for a star player, I mean, I'm not mad at Anthony Davis and LeBron James, but it's like,
how good can you be?
Who are your other three on the court?
And who's coming off the bench?
Better not be J.R. Smith.
Well, no. Cleveland's paying him $16 million so they can get Zion Williams. Which, speaking of, Cleveland's beaten the Lakers twice.
Fuckers.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, a group of guys is a group of guys. You know, and they're only as good as the system and the coach and the organization. Like, you can only be as consistent as all those things. And LeBron's just got to stick to the plan. Every team, even no matter how good you are, you got to stick to the plan.
And no one expected him to win the championship this year anyway.
Right. So just stick to the plan and everything will be fine. I think so.
I'll come around on that.
I think so.
You changed my mind.
You know, but Luka's great. Luka's great. You know, put it to you like this. In the 90s, they wanted to fire this one coach named Phil Jackson because they were like, you know, he's a little wonky. You know, I don't know about it. But it took the star of the world, Michael Jordan, saying, hey, I love Phil. If you fire Phil, I'm gone. And it took until his last season as a Bull for them to just be like, look, no, I'm not listening to you. We're not re-signing Phil. We're tired of Phil. And Jordan was out, I'm out.
Of the league. Only coming back for the Wizards.
He was only going to come back for Phil, is what he first said. Then he owned the team, and he said, I'll play whenever I goddamn well feel like it. By the way, PER higher than LeBron's even after playing with the Wizards. Career PER higher than LeBron.
He had some good years. on the Wizards.
Most amazing player ever. Averaged 20 points as a 40-year-old. It's ridiculous.
With Kwame Brown.
That might be the most impressive part. So anyway, any shout-outs this week?
Just all our fans.
All you people.
For sticking with us.
You listen.
And if anyone's out there who Brady, shout out to all the Brady appreciators.
Yeah.
You know, this dude don't take him for granted.
We did talk a lot about the Brady haters. Shout out to all the Brady lovers.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope you have a great
Shout
Super
out to
Bowl.
Calabasas.
I hope you have a great Super Bowl. Enjoy it.
Yeah, don't drink
Go out. Yeah, Uber,
too little.
Lyft.
Don't drink too little, and don't choke on any wings.
And don't waste your time watching Maroon 5. Go outside, throw the old pigskin around.
Nobody watched the halftime show. Period. This year, I don't want nobody to be able to talk about the halftime show at all.
Yeah,
Just
let's not talk about the halftime show next week.
unless Janet Jackson's titty comes out.
Dude, sorry, this is a super long podcast. I remember watching that. I was watching by myself as a kid. My mom's on the computer facing away. The titty pops out. I was like, oh shit. I look over at my mom to make sure she's not watching. I was like, oh man, I don't think I'm supposed to be seeing this right now.
Yes, I also was watching with my mother.
Yes.
It was very funny. I laughed my butt off and was like, I think that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Just to just pull out a titty.
God bless
So
him.
anyway, God bless America. God bless the Super Bowl. And God bless Atlanta, Georgia.
Absolutely.
It's going to be, man, there aren't enough ones. I think they're going to have to go to different states, the surrounding states, to cash out, to
Dude.
get change out for ones.
Strippers are taking their flights to Atlanta this week.
They're flying
like, I'm coming up this year.
Oh my God, there's gonna be no stripper in your fucking city this year.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause they're all gonna be in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
And no $1 bills are gonna be in circulation in any of the other 50 states,
You're gonna have to-
51 states. Well, I don't really include Alaska.
A lot of quarters. There's a lot of quarters going to be out there.
Lot of fucking quarters. It's gonna be a lot of big 20s. Can I get some change? Baby, can I get some change for this?
Sorry, that'll be a $19 tip you're giving me.
Oh my God. It's gonna be motherfuckers charging to get
Yeah,
change. Nah, I'm charging $10 service charge on motherfucking change over $25. So anyway, thank y'all for listening. We're all over the place with when we popping these up, but we popping them up. So subscribe, click the bell, and you'll get a notification when it's uploaded. Bada bing. And follow us on Instant Never.
Never.
Follow us on Instagram.
Twitter.
At Bill James Tig. At Bill James and Tig. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
All that good stuff.
Somehow we're on Facebook. I don't remember doing that. But
Oh, that's me. I did that.
okay,
Yeah,
cool. And follow all of it, man. Follow all of that stuff. And you'll always know when we're doing something. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night.
It just clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over again. They're just not gonna want that.
Think there's a deeper metaphor there?
Run through a motherfucker face. Then you don't have to worry about them no more.